This will be the 4 points in the agenda. We will cover the latest status of the implementation from the EMA side. The second point will be to analyze IDMP across the regulatory landscape. We can move to effects of IDMP on the regulatory procedures. And finally, I will provide some useful tips. Okay, this is a standard opinion about IDMP. How many of you have been identified with these thoughts? Please raise your hands. Okay. The truth is, IDMP is a complex project, but there are some strategies to reduce the painful pathway. So I would like to share that I am a very optimistic person concerning the IDMP initiative. Maybe the start point for these PMS goals is to clarify that we are used to work in the firewall work model, that is a linear process to get an outcome, but now EMA is implementing IDMP with an agile way of work, and it needs to develop some cyclic work and stages, and finally we will get the big outcome. So in one side there are the PMS goals, and which could be the meaning for us that they started implementation of API read functionality. It means they are preparing the connections with the gateways. So also they are taking into account activities like reprocess messages when OMS mapping is not available. And the pending task is to design a life cycle for each ID within PMS. In the other side, we have product user interface goals, and it had the big achievement in the third quarter has been to improve the view pages design in the PLM framework. So the PMS team explained it will be a functionality to export view pages data. Also, they have improved the search capabilities, and they identify a need to create an additional role for industry, because due to confidentiality reasons, it will be needed a profile that just access to public data. And they have started the edit pages creation. So even if we cannot see the full picture of the goals, I can guarantee they are working hard to get enablers in place to develop the full project. Okay, these 3 points are the last news we obtained from EMA. They are planning to update, to release the chapter 9 in the last quarter of this year. And in this chapter, it will be described the process for submitting existing data. So stay tuned for more updates. Also, in the last webinar, they share the grouping criteria for marketing authorizations from Belgium. Because in this case, we have 3 official languages, and they need to add another specific grouping for the language. So the criteria in this case is the procedure. And the last but not least is on November 6th, it will be a joint EAF and PMS teams webinar to provide the last updates. Okay, now, which could be a general approach for the implementation? First of all, we need to assess our existing data. After that, we need to gather the missing data, and the final phase is to integrate this data within our RIMS or within an internal database. So, key points for successful implementation includes stakeholder engagement, data governance policies, identification of training needs, to have foster collaboration between the different involved parties, and just to keep the track of the data quality. Which could be the impact if we implement IDMP? The first thing is we will increase the efficiency in the regulatory processes. We will have consistent product information. We will avoid duplicate work. And the most important is our decision making will be based on accuracy data. So let's move on to the regulatory landscape. We need to consider our current situation. We have several regulations coming at the same time. The guidelines that are already established, they are evolving also. So we need to develop best practices for the data management, and maybe there is the painful, I don't know, challenge, because we have many barriers to the changes. So for that, we need to develop a culture of compliance, not just because a regulator demands, is part of our proactive attitude. Okay, now, if we see the evolution of the regulatory landscape, we note IDMP is not just the PMS team, themselves, and them. It requires a cross-functional collaboration from the regulators, the industry, and the technology developers, with the purpose to have a unified framework to share best practices, to have the possibility of have data transparency, and to share lessons learned. And if we analyze also the regulatory agency's role, we just discovered that they not also provide guidance. They also are working on establishing timelines. They will monitor compliance, and they are making an effort to ensure a smooth adoption. And which could be the key factors to have this smooth transition? Have you ever heard about IDMP is the wedding cake, or a wedding cake? So to bake this cake, we need to have a phased approach, an adequate training, and to develop change management strategies within the organization. And if we see or analyze the future of IDMP, it will be beyond compliance. because with IDMP we leverage our way to standardize data. We will have the possibility to have real-time reportings. Our decision making will be based on consistent information. We will have the possibility to have data management in a robust way, and we can have accurate and consistent information. Which could be the main benefits of IDMP in the regulatory landscape? The first one will be the traceability, because we have the possibility to set accurate identification of medicinal products. The second one is the regulatory efficiency. We will have the possibility to reuse data and to harmonize processes. And the last is an enhanced patient safety by a better monitoring of product safety and efficacy. And if we compare the background according to our current regulatory business, the current state demands marketing authorization holders pre-register data in ESPOR. After that, they submit applications using the electronic application form. The third step is the regulator assesses this application, and after the approval, the marketing authorization holder needs to update the product data in XCB-MPD. But there is not much interaction between these systems. So the future aim with IDMP is to have the possibility of have this data or of different systems interconnected for the purpose of reused data across several regulatory procedures. So the regulatory focus needs understand these regulatory requirements, manage processes for our data, and also it requires IT tools with the big aim to have data elements, formats, and terminologies in a harmonized way for different systems and organizations. So what would be the effects or the impact on the regulatory procedures? Okay, we all know that the iteration 1 will focus on medicinal authorized medicinal products, but we need to be aware that in the future, IDMP also aims to cover the investigational medicinal products. So for this big purpose, we require to set a holistic approach. We need to have a team. We need to define processes, and we need to use technology. So to have these three key elements, find a right partner for you in order to complement your vision and to reduce the pain of the journey. So is it true that the implementation of IDMP has many challenges? One of them is the data quality issues, the change management within the organization, to identify training needs. The resource allocation is also a big challenge. We need to develop a digital transformation mind and to define data flow by data governance policies. But the most important, you need to persuade the top management level in your companies about the importance of this project. not just to say or repeat the theoretical knowledge. We will talk later for some useful tips to do that. Which could be the best practices for IDMP compliance? Even if we don't have a timeline, we need to planning early. We have in mind to organize a cross-functional team because it's not only a department responsible of this project. I repeat, we need to develop a strategy for data governance. Also, we can collaborate with IT teams or IT providers. We don't forget about to monitor our data quality because of the life cycle of the medicinal products. And we need to adapt the evolution of the requirements. So, which could be some of our tips? Have you ever experienced, if you are the leading of the project, that when you knock the door of other departments, they provide answers like, it's not my responsibility, try another department, not in our budget, or out of my scope. But this model is a data silos structure, and we need to have a unified view. So if we integrate all the data from the different departments in the company, we will get this big achievement. So remember, just a simple path for compliance. If you perform a gap analysis, you can obtain data to share with the top management. So you need to count how many data elements already you have data for, and which could be the work needed to complete all the data elements information. After that, you enrich this data to fulfill the criteria of the IDMP implementation guide. And after that, you update your information with your RIMS or an internal database. And you don't forget about data maintenance because the products continue the life cycle. So sometimes it's very overwhelming to have in mind the number of elements we need to prepare information for. So we can use exclusion criteria and assign priority levels. One suggestion is, for example, you could evaluate if your portfolio includes orphan drugs. In case not, you need to forget about 5 data elements, and your focus will be easier. And about priority, you need to evaluate the data elements have at least 3 levels of conformance. So you maybe focus at first stage in the mandatory ones. After that, you search the conditional ones. And when you are working on these projects, you need to take into account there are 9 data elements that have a predefined value. In the implementation guideline, it is stated for each of these data elements which could be just one value allowed. So now I want to share an AA perspective for IDMP. So let's hear.
Streamlining processes, it's the resolution.
So that's it.
Thank you, Beatrice, and also thank you for the, I suppose it was AI generated, for the song, the IDMP song. So next time we will always start the conference with an IDMP song. Are there any questions for Beatrice? There's one there.
Thank you. I believe we all here know that we are waiting for the moment to eat that wedding cake, and we are desperate about it. But, yeah. But I am also thinking of all those small mid companies that maybe are not that much conscious, especially their management, and how much do you think that starting just with a gap analysis is enough for them, especially the regulatory affairs people, to make their management conscious of the importance of this to succeed in IDMP? Because I believe that if everyone is not into it, it won't be really a big success. So.
Okay, when you perform a gap analysis, you don't only focus on data elements. You can organize a report with KPIs to develop during the project, and this is the most convincing way to go to the top management. And also, if they resist, because there is a common situation, you need to develop a business case to have the comparison of the situation in case you don't have the resources or the time to prepare, which could be the implications of not start the project. How many workload it will require when EMA issues the timeline, and yeah, it would be my suggestion.
Any other question? No? I have one for you. So when you put up the pictures with the different silos and the questions that, or the responses that you get from the heads of these departments, it actually generated like a memory for me, because I used to be in a pharma company where it was very, very difficult to convince the manufacturing supply chain function that they needed to pay attention to IDMP. They said, like, can you send us the legal requirement? We've never heard of IDMP, because, I mean, look who's sitting here in this room. It's all regulatory people, right? Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the manufacturing and supply chain people, in their conferences where they go, they're not talking about IDMP. So it's up to you guys to go and convince your colleagues who have never heard about this, and then to start caring or paying attention to this. Have you seen similar things, and what would you recommend companies to do to really gain that cross-functional buy-in?
Okay, the first thing will be to have data governance policies and to perform trainings for all the company to be involved, and if necessary, to show them which data elements they are responsible for. And the second strategy is to train internal SMEs or change champions to create the awareness for the different departments involved.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.